Hi everyone. Today I'm planning on doing a circle here and then pulling my swipe out in multi-directions. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go, but I'm pretty inspired to get moving with it. I haven't had a pour in quite a while, especially a swiping one that's for my own pleasure, so I'm really looking forward to doing this creation. I'm using kaisercraft paints that are already pre-made. They've got the ratio of 1 part paint to 1 part floetrol, nothing else, and just a couple of drops of silicone in it. I've actually spray painted around the edges of my canvas earlier in a matte black. I'm not sure how this will go, but it's just based on the notion that I'm wanting to bring some of the colors out and have the black contrast. I'm just really looking forward to seeing how it works. So what I'm going to do now is get on with the process. I don't often talk during the process, so let's just see how we go. I hope you're all having a lovely pouring time at the moment. It's winter in Australia, and if you have any questions, do pop them in the bottom of the comments. I do get around to it, though not as frequently as I'd like to. And enjoy your creativity. Okay, so here I go. I'm starting off with a nice center color. And I think I will do a bit of a puddle pour all the way out, maybe. I'm not sure yet. I just think I might add the light on though for you guys. It's better. Now I have to make sure I don't just end up giving you a nice big view of my head. Now I'll just do this nice and slow. Yeah, that's good. I like that. And of course some gold. Might put a dot of gold in the middle, as well as a ring here. I might do another ring here, but I think that's about as far out as I will take my swipe. Though of course I'll leave my paints open in the case that I decide to add some more. It's interesting the way that I've done this, realizing that I'm going to be pulling the gold and the pink outwards over the other colors, but I will give this a bit of a tilt just to stretch the paint out a little bit. Pardon me, or famous sniffle. You won't hear a video without a sniffle from me. All right, let's go with a bit of our tilt. I love having paints pre-mixed and ready to go, so it just means that when we're up to video stage like this, we can just get straight onto it. Now, what do you think? Do you think that I've used enough paint to pull across and get some effects? Who knows? But let's start. So today I'm just using a little bit of board this size, and I'm planning on just coming into the center and pulling outward like this. So without ado, nice. Now I don't want those dribbles there, so I'm going to have to bring my baby wipes over. Oh God, look at that on the baby wipe. Can you see it? Oh, I don't know if you can. Anyway. Nice. That time I didn't wipe. I just don't feel like wiping my swipe, which is a bit unusual considering I know the rule, wipe and swipe, so I better just do it, because inevitably there'll be a part that I like and I'll have messed up because I didn't wipe my swipe. Let's pull this up and over here. coming into here. I'm not so happy with that bit. Might just do a back swipe there and then pull that back there. And then of course I'm suffering this. Do you panic when you're swiping? I do. I panic the whole way through pouring. I find it one of the most soothing yet stressful processes going round. I worry about things not turning out how I want them to. I worry about people who I'm making things for not enjoying what I've produced. I'm way overcritical on myself. And you know what? The more people I talk to, the more I realise this is a normal part of being a creator. So come on guys, let's be lighter on ourselves. We do beautiful things. All right. So that's looking good, but there's a lot here that needs to have some work. I need to pull some more paint over to these areas that I haven't covered. I've really enjoyed the notion of not having a huge amount of thick paint, but look at these cells that are just naturally popping up on their own. So I'm just going to take a little pause and think about what I can do to cover these areas without too much change of what I'm doing. Look, I've swiped too much here and you can see the canvas underneath. So I'm just going to see, I might just leave it for a minute because I've got a little idea. I might just circle some dots and then do a twirl and just see what happens. There's a lot of excess paint here that I might just pull out a bit more, and here. And I'm just reminding myself not to panic about the lines, because I can do things like this and incorporate it in. And look, ooh, all of a sudden I found a way to make some definition between the actual swipes and encourage this to look more like a flower or something. I'm not sure. Oh, I can feel my quiet part of the process approaching, so forgive me while I immerse myself into the creation. Now oh, that wasn't very long being quiet, was it? What I've actually decided is just to keep pulling a little bit of these definitions out and not worry so much about these parts of the canvas that I can see, and have a look at them post drying. Because I might, don't know what I might do, but I don't mind them actually, so maybe they're there to teach me something or to consider something, who knows. Ooh, a bit wonky there. Alright. Nice. Just grab that paper towel. And I'll have a think about what I want to do in the middle, and my think sort time's already up. I'm going to do this. Let's see how we go. Famous sniff. I'm going to do this a bit of the darker purple. Oh, I don't think it's the darkest one. Never mind. Alright, my plan is to just do a twirl and see what happens. How will I do that? I might need to get another bit of cardboard, just because that's way too heavy. Oh, here's a nice little bit that's attached to some coasters that I was working on. Let's just see how this goes. Alright, here we go. be fine. Whoa. 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 Oh, that's nice. Oh, I did want a bit more cell work, so let's pull that up over there and see how that goes. Got some nice things happening there. All right. You can see here, I'm not sure if you can actually see. Might have to show you when I take you off the tripod thing. But you can see where the canvas is revealed underneath. But I'm inclined to actually wait till this is dried and then just do some black matting around it like that. And do a bit more emphasis around here and really get this popping into some kind of flower, because it just looks beautiful. The big thing I have to decide now, and this is when I wish I could hear all of your answers. Should I do some torching and get even more cells to reveal? And the answer is yes, of course I should. Let's go. Ew, my torch is covered in resin. Oh, interesting. Not much wants to come up. So I'll do a light torch all the way over it just to make sure I've got no air bubbles to begin with. And it looks like it doesn't really want to do too much more popping. Oh, yes it does. What am I on about? Look at that. Just remember to keep your torch moving if you're wanting to really work it, so that you don't burn the top of your cells. I mean, your paint. Just keep it moving, keep it moving. And, oh, see, did you see that? A big release of steam, or probably smoke, where I've overworked it in the middle. I've actually set paint on fire before and got a big puffy flame. Frightened the heck out of me. Don't know why I wasn't videoing it. Would have been just an awesome 30-second clip for us all to laugh at. But don't underestimate the things that can go wrong. So for example, the thing that's gone wrong now is that I've over torched this and lost the definition of the petals, but it's nothing that I can't reapply or redefine once all of this paint's dry. It's really, really beautiful. I'm going to now take you off here, off the thingo, oops, and bring you down to have a nice close look. Just have a look at that. Got some really awesome definition. I'm actually really cautious of the shadowing that I'm bringing down. I don't really want you to just be viewing shadows. How's that? That looks better. One of the reasons that this would have worked so efficiently is that this paint has been mixed quite a while ago, at least a couple of weeks ago. So it's one of the things that I talk about a lot, and that's the notion of making sure that you let your paints have time to have that chemical immersion between them, with the silicone, with the floetrol, with your, you know, whatever you're using as your pouring medium, because the paint and the pouring medium really needs a chance to mingle together, and when you give it that opportunity, you will get the best cell development you've seen. And this is a great example of that. So there we go, beautiful flower. Probably won't do any more on the video about it in terms of holding this up and doing the post embellishment work. I'll probably just post it straight away and post the finished pic in a couple of weeks on the Ready Steady Pour group in Australia. That's a Facebook group. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Happy pouring, everyone.